How we doing, y'all? Can you hear me? We could get confirmation that you guys can hear me because my shit keeps fucking up every time now. Hmm. Never sure where I want to put my microphone. That's probably fine. Okay, cool. Thanks. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. So the plan is to do um like we have one sort of commissioned review via chat to do today. Um we'll see if 9 Volt is in the house today. Um whenever he shows up. I know I'm late. Um, Sorry about that, y'all. Hey Val, thanks for being here. Um, Whenever we make sure that he's here, we can go ahead and do that review. But then I'm finally gonna fucking catch up on my new release coverage because I'm like hella behind on that. So I need to do that for sure. But what have folks been watching? I rewatched Skinner last night. Wild 90s flick. I don't think I know that one. Let me get this pulled up. Okay, Skinner. This looks fun. Madness is only skin deep. A man rents a room in a couple's house and roams the streets at night looking for victims to skin while constantly being followed by a junkie he mutilated who is now looking for revenge. Well, that just seems like a barrel of laughs. Let's see. Oh, the brother of Sam Raimi is in this shit. Yeah, that checks out. I'm trying to catch up on the Punk Vacation titles right now. Because I'm behind on that. I'm behind on everything. So all the Tracy Lords and Ricky Lake too. Yeah, okay. Trying to catch up on that shit. Going through the fuck, what do you call it? The Sato box set volume 2. I'm struggling with it, to be honest. We'll see by the time I go through all the features, but these I'm finding are even more difficult to understand and um follow and everything, you know. Um just went to a double feature yesterday. I liked both Primate and Night Patrol. I've heard bad things about both of those, so I'm glad that you liked them because I'm probably going to see them both and I don't know. I'd rather watch good movies than bad ones, right? Um okay. I'm glad we got folks in here. Feel free to say hi if you're lurking at the moment, though there's no pressure. Primate sucks. Hey, Nosferatu, thanks for being here. Yeah, you were one of the people I heard bad things about it from. Um, does it try to do like a goddamn like elevated horror thing? Does it try to be a movie about grief and trauma, or does it just like a ripper about a monkey? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we just get a monkey that's just like a guy that like kills people or whatever? You know, is that is that more the vibe, or is it like, oh no, the monkey represents trauma? I have no interest in anything coming out in theaters right now. If I hear one more thing about Scream 7, you know, you know, you know, I gotta be real with you. Me neither. A lot of the stuff out right now, I don't. Well, let me see. I actually do have a lot of stuff on my list right now, so I'm just straight up lying. But the horror stuff hasn't looked that great. I feel like last year we had The Damned and we had Companion for January releases, and it was like, shit, these are bangers, you know? What's on my list right now? Right now I have All You Need Is Kill, Night Patrol, 28 Years Later, The Chronology of Water, Dead Man's Wife, Primate, No Other Choice, Song Sung Blue, Avatar, and Father, Mother, Sister, Brother. Those are the movies on my list that I need to go catch. Um, so it's a little overwhelming, but You know, it's I that is to say, I mean, we're still catching up from last year too, you know. Um, and I'm a little bit behind on that stuff too. It is so bare bones, like just it is what it is. Monkey gets rabies, monkey kills. That's it. Not even trying to have a deep theme or comment. Anything. It's just a monkey killing. Okay, well that's what I want. That's like what I feel like is advertised, and that's like I'll feel good if that's what I get out of it, you know. Um, so yeah, that's good. I'm glad that it's that and not like trying to be something else. Um, okay. Let's see. We might just hold off on the Willow review if 9 Volt is not here today. Um, because I'd rather he be here because he paid for it. But you know, we'll get to it at some point. Um, yeah, I guess I haven't made a call on that with this segment or whatever. Like if I'm going to like guarantee just review it the next week, or if I'll wait for the person to be here. Um, yeah. Let's see what else. Um, we left off on Knives Out, right? That was the last ones that we did. I'm pretty sure we did all of those. Did I do Cloud yet? I don't think I did Cloud yet. So that'll be the last one on that. And then we'll keep going from there. Yeah. Um, sorry if I'm low energy today, y'all. I gotta be honest, I've had just the worst few days. I've had a really bad week. And I kind of feel like I'm going insane, if I'm being honest. I feel a little bit like I'm losing it. So I'm trying to hold it together, and I'm hoping that this stream feels like grounding and stabilizing because I feel none of those things. Um, so we're gonna do our best to get through it and do the thing, but that's basically what it is right now. My fucking car got towed yesterday for very bizarre reasons. My tags are expired by like 15 days, and the private tow company that like patrols the fucking parking lot for the apartment that I live in apparently has the right to just like grab your shit if like your tags are not up to date, which is crazy to me because that's like a city thing, you know? And they weren't telling me that. But like they put a warning on my car and it was like you're not authorized to park here, and I'm like I definitely am because I live here. I was talking to the fucking landlord and like, "Hey, can you like I don't know, get me a parking pass maybe? That would be really cool and chill." Um and hasn't happened yet. I mean, it's been like 7 months now that I've been waiting to get this parking pass. And then they just fucking stole my car, and then I talked to them and they were like, "No, it's because your tags are expired." And I was like, "What?" Okay. So I had to go pick it up and I had to pay the extra like after hours fee, and it was a whole thing. And then the fucking tow truck lady was like racist as shit also on top of that, which was really fucking cool. She was like, "Don't go out that way because that's where all the fucking, Hispanics are." Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, you know how they are, drinking and driving all the time, partying it up, you know. Um so that was $300 that I don't have, and then yeah, I got to get my shit sorted out with my car. I don't know. There's that, and then like it's not even that like it feels like fascism is coming anymore. It's like, oh, we're just like here now. Like it's like here now, you know? So, we'll see. We'll see if one of these weeks I don't make it onto stream because I'm fucking snatched out of my goddamn house or my car or whatever. you know, on account of my plates being 10 days out of date or whatever. That can be the excuse or whatever, you know. I don't know, we'll see. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing better than me. Um my friend does not realize that I'm streaming and is texting me like 10 times in a row, so that's fun. Um yeah, I don't know. Um I guess let's just get started with some of the December reviews. All right, let's go over here. So we got Cloud. This is Kiyoshi Kurosawa. These brackets on the original title are interesting. Oh, hey, Nine Volt. Thanks for being here. I was gonna wait to do your segment till you got here, so um yeah. Hope you are okay. Not really, to be honest, but you know, we're getting through it. I'm happy that you guys are here, and yeah, we're gonna we're gonna do the thing. But I am gonna talk about Willow after this. Now that you're here, um, let's see. Hair is in my face. Okay. All right. Everything has a price. Ryosuke Yoshi, an ordinary Ryosuke? Is that how you pronounce that? Yoshi, an ordinary reseller, carelessly earns grudges by people and becomes entangled in a life-threatening struggle. I reviewed this for a sort of lost episode of Criterion Now because this was announced in their Janus Contemporaries line. I was on an episode. It's not out publicly. I think they said that they would put it out unedited for like Cine Journeys members and patrons and stuff like that. But like it yeah, there was just a lot going on with it, and we didn't get to edit it in time. It's just a whole thing. So that didn't go up in time, but that's okay. I'm reviewing it here now. um, yeah, I don't know. This is a movie that feels relevant to the sort of communities that we are a part of, right? Everybody fucking hates flippers, but you know, people still buy their shit, you know. I don't know. Like that new that new thing from The Great Silence, you know what I'm saying? The one from Film Movement. It's like I don't know, people are paying like $150 for that thing, and it's just like I don't know, it does feel like it's taking advantage of people's neuroses or something like that, you know? Anyway, this is a guy who basically makes his living flipping shit, right? And he gets a guy to help him out and stuff, and like he just gets in trouble with the wrong people, he screws over the wrong guy, and it just turns into a whole thing. You know, like I don't know. Some people might find this cathartic in some capacity, you know, if you really hate flippers. Not like, you know, aquatic creatures. Like, isn't that the name of a some kind of famous orca whale or something? Am I making that up? I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't like amazing or anything, but I did really like it. And yeah, there's that. I'm sorry by the way that I didn't do my body double stream this week. I just like literally like couldn't do it. My mental health was so bad the other day. Like I fucking just slept almost all day. So wasn't happening the other day, and then yesterday my car got towed and it was the whole thing. So but we're here today. We're doing the thing today. Okay, let's there's that one. And then we can move on to the rest of these after I do Willow. Yeah. See, in terms of new releases, how many do I have to cover today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. That feels manageable. I feel like we can do that. Okay, so Willow. So this was requested by our friend 9 Volt Digital Cinema. If you would like me to review any movie that you want, you can hit the link in the description. And that can be a thing that happens. Okay, so let's just we got our boy here, and let's read this. 1988, directed by Ron Howard. A world where heroes come in all sizes and adventure is the greatest magic of all. The evil queen Bavmorda hunts the newborn princess Elora Danon, a child prophecy to bring about her downfall. When the royal infant is found by Willow, a timid farmer and aspiring sorcerer, he's entrusted with delivering her from evil. Pretty pretty high stakes stuff going on here, you know. Um this really just solidified my opinion that Val Kilmer is a he him lesbian. I really felt that in Top Gun Maverick, and seeing him here in his youth, he's really embodying the spirit, you know, really ahead of his time. And what else? There's something else I meant to say. Oh, this is like a cross between like Lord of the Rings and the Bible in terms of like the vibe and the like themes that it's exploring and stuff like that. Um, it is fairly biblical in the way it opens, where like, you know, she's like setting a baby, like putting a baby in a basket and then like putting it down the river, or like letting it go down the river. Shit, are we losing connection? Are we good? Are we good? I think we're good. Okay. All right. I saw it buffer for a second, so connection is good? Okay. Well, if something happens, let me know, please. And if my sound cuts out, as it has been doing the past few weeks, also let me know, please. Yeah, she basically takes a baby and puts her in a basket and sends her down the river, you know? It's like so it's like Moses, right? And then you have the it's just like the feminine version of all these Bible stories. So then you have like the evil queen who's like rounding up all the infants in the lands to like kill the prophesized sort of magical infant or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So like instead of Jesus, you have Elora Danon, who has to escape the evil King Herod, I mean Queen Bavmorda, right? Um so there's a lot of biblical allusions going on here. I will say, I will say, maybe the meanest thing I can say about this movie is that it is kind of just like we have Lord of the Rings at home, you know? Um, like it's definitely like kind of like the B or C version of that, you know, which is still entertaining and nice for what it is. It's a little bit longer than I think it probably should be. Maybe a little bit over ambitious. The fucking brownies. Okay, it sounded like I was saying a slur. I promise I'm not. The fucking tiny fairies also sounds like I'm saying a slur. You know what I'm saying? The like comic relief character, very Jar Jar Binks coded, extremely annoying. Really got on my nerves throughout. It's George Lucas doing his monomyth shtick again, but I loved it as a kid. Had the biggest crush on Joan Whaley or Joanne Whaley. Which one is that? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I get that. I could see that for sure. But yeah, the those are sort of my maybe criticisms, but I did like the ambition. I did like the fact that it's like an original sort of self-contained, charming little high fantasy thing. I do have a soft spot for anything high fantasy and anything with this amount of like practical like production value and stuff. There's some sort of primitive computer effects going on in here, but I actually don't think it looks bad at all. I think it holds up pretty well. And then yeah, I don't know. I think Warwick Davis is good in this. Like he definitely carries. I gotta say, the amount of slurs in this movie. Somebody, I don't know. At some point, they had a fucking meeting of the minds about how many slurs they had to invent for this universe, and then how often they would be used. Um, and I don't know when like well, the first time you hear the slur that they have for little people, which I forget what they're called in the movie. I don't know. They make up names for like like uh taller people like Val Kilmer, and then like the little people like Warwick Davis. But when they first have their like meet and he's like stuck in like a cage or whatever, he like keeps calling him a peck, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, and I googled it, and I'm like, that's not a word I'm familiar with in this context. And I found that it is like an in-universe slur that they had to like make up, and they use it so much. Like everybody calls him that, and like the immediate like that's like the first thing that they call him, and they really hit that shit with the hard P. You know what I'm saying? Like they fucking really spit it out of there, you know? It's just like, it gets to be a little uncomfortable. The amount of times it's said, knowing that it's just like the in universe slur for little people is like, oof. I don't know. Um, I'm kind of doing a bit. It's not as upsetting as I'm making it sound, but it is something. It is a choice that was made, you know? So yeah, that's a whole thing. Um, Maybe let's go back over here just so you can get the visual. What else is there to say? Um, I don't know. I thought it was okay. I thought it was charming for what it is. It gets the job done if you're into this kind of thing. I think that you could do worse. And let's see, Ron Howard is. I was gonna say, okay, yeah, he's definitely got a mixed filmography. I will say that. There's some good stuff in here, and then there's some really rough ones. Did Hillbilly Elegy, which I feel like has got to be one of the worst aged films of all time at this point. Like, I mean, it aged so poorly, like so quickly, right? Like, God, this guy had the distinct pleasure of playing J.D. Vance. Woof. He had no clue what he was getting himself into, I bet. Dear God. Oh man. To yeah. Yeah, this is just unfortunate as a thing that exists. Well, yeah. I I think that the Grinch movie is pretty decent. I love A Beautiful Mind and I love Rush. Like those are fucking bangers. I'm not seeing a ton that I've seen outside of that. I want to see this Jim Henson documentary, obviously, but he's kind of one of the more legendary directors, I feel like. And yeah, George Lucas. Did he write the whole script or just the story or what? Story. What about the screenplay? A writer. Some other guy. Who is this? Well, he did a few. The Banger Sisters. Okay. Seems like he did a lot for Ron Howard, and he did it. He did this movie himself. So we have Susan Sarandon as one of the Banger Sisters. Okay. I mean, look, look. Okay. Um. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much more to say about it. It's fun for what it is. We got stoned and ate Chinese food and watched this together, and it was fun. So, hey Quinn, thanks for being here. Do you have thoughts on Willow? You were present at the viewing. Sounds like I'm talking about a goddamn funeral. No thoughts except what I said. Nailed it. Got it in one. Yeah, that's it. For sure. All right. Let's start going through the new release coverage. So the first one that I want to talk about is the two Zootopia films because I saw the new one and I rewatched this one for the first time since it came out. I think yeah, I watched it like on Netflix or some shit like after it hit streaming and after it was out for a bit. And I gotta say, um, I was rewatching it and I was like, you know, this is very like liberal. It's very like lib coded in its politics or whatever. Like, you know, we're not talking about like the dictatorship of the proletariat or anything crazy like that, but like, you know, this shit is woke as fuck, you know? I was kind of expecting to just be more like, oh, it's a cute movie, but it has really problematic politics and that it is like just straightforward propaganda. And like, yes, those things are both true. But this is like the most aggressively pro DEI film I think I've seen in some time, at least at this level and to this audience, you know? You got like gay leopards and shit. Um I don't know, the message of the film is pretty explicitly like DEI is cool and good and is like a prerequisite for a decent and functioning society, you know? Farrah Fawcett is hot and Banger Sisters. Damn, okay. Maybe I should check it out. You need to get laid. I need to get laid. I mean, I get it. um, yeah, I don't know. It's not exactly a perfect analogy or anything, the way that it plays out, but it's pretty dope. I don't know. Judy Hopps. We're gonna need to talk about my love of Judy Hopps right now. She has maybe the best character name in all of fiction. I will say that. I think it's great. Um, but I also think that she is neurotic and charming. She's kind of deranged, and I love her for that. She is, of course, a class traitor, and she does issue out like a million parking tickets for no reason. And I have recent experience with that sort of thing. Class traitors who fuck with your cars and shit, you know. Um, Hush, quiet. I that's not the reason. It's not that I want to fuck Judy Hopps, okay? Okay? Listen to me, okay? That's not it, okay? I do think that she is extremely endearing and very cute, but I don't want to fuck Judy Hopps, I promise. Um I think that she's great. I think that she's great. I will just say that. That's right. That's right. I'm speaking my truth, okay? Okay? Don't don't drag me down into the mud with the perverts, okay? I'm speaking my truth right now as a thoughtful film critic right now, okay? um she's breaking glass ceilings, all right? She's like Hillary Clinton, okay? She's important. She's a very first bunny cop, all right? It's important to have representation in your oppressive structures, okay? Anyway, I enjoyed this. Um and then we went to see the new one and let's see. That's pretty good. Zootopia will be changed forever. It's pretty good. Anyway, when I was watching the first one, I was like, shit, I wonder, like, if this came out today, people would be losing their damn minds about how, like, the movie is woke and, like, trying to corrupt the youth or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I wonder what this new one's gonna be like. And like the new one is just like straightforwardly like as woke, if not more. Let me zoom in on my screen a little bit more. Hold on. Is it okay? Let's do like that. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay. It's like just as woke. All right. It is again. It's all about gentrification and scapegoating and how we need to band together despite our differences and find the real people who are actually oppressing us, that being powerful rich one percenters. I've seen some people accuse this of being anti-Semitic, which I think is, let's call it an ungenerous read of the text, but I kind of see how you got there. Um, I just don't agree. I like the snake. I think the snake is cute. Um, there's definitely some other stuff going on thematically, which with like the fucking the emotional maturity of these two characters. Okay, there's a lot there about platonic love and needing connection and becoming a better person through your relationships and through your ability to grow with other people. There's a lot going on here thematically. Okay, it's not that I think the bunny rabbit is hot. Okay, there's things going on in here. Um, that's that. That's my Zootopia review. I think they're both delightful, and I gotta say, fucking, if Sinners didn't come out this year, because that has like at least 4 or 5 songs on the soundtrack that I think are worthy of the best original song Oscar award. Fucking Zoo, Shakira is a goddamn banger. It's so good. Uh, and that would be a strong pick as well. I think that song is really good. Okay. Let's go for do. Let's talk about The Housemaid now. Speaking of woke, Sydney Sweeney goes woke and makes a movie that actually makes money. What do you know? There's this great video of Matt Walsh, that fascist piece of shit from the Daily Wire, talking about how he finally thought they had like a hot Hollywood celebrity on his side or whatever. They finally thought they got one, and then she put out the most like milquetoast statement imaginable, being like, "Hey y'all, it would appear that people think I'm a white supremacist, and I just want to say that that's not true." That's it. Like, I mean, truly below like um bare minimum standards here. And then Matt Walsh has like a fucking hissy fit crying about how like, oh, they were never one of us. They're always gonna think that we're disgusting, gross degenerates, and they want to like impress the other degenerates in Hollywood or whatever. Bro's losing it a little bit. But yes. So that was on the heels of this promotional campaign for this film, because I think as it turns out, when you make movies that are about women's empowerment and the right to choose and lesbianism and queer rights and all these other things, when that's like the totality of the work that you're putting out in your acting career, as it turns out, conservatives don't go to see those movies. So when you're doing that and also trying to be the new conservative it girl, like, doesn't work beyond fucking pedophile baboons on the internet thirsting over your enormous breasts. That's sort of like the ceiling of how far you'll get with that crowd, right? But if you want people to actually appreciate your art, You know, you can't be out here being a white supremacist and shit. So I think her PR team, or she, I don't know, realized that and was like, hey, we need to say something so that this movie isn't like what, the fourth, fifth film in a row for you that fucking tanks. Um, and so she did. And I'm not saying this is the only reason that this movie made a lot of money, but I don't know. It's been like what? Yeah, it's been like 4 or 5 movies that she's made that have just done really badly, and then this one did pretty well. So I don't know. Okay, Housemaid, directed by Woke King Paul Feig, director of the creator of Freaks and Geeks, and the director of the best Ghostbusters film. Discover what lies behind closed doors. Trying to escape her past, Millie accepts a job as a live-in housemaid for the wealthy Nina and Andrew Winchester. But what begins as a dream job quickly unravels into something far more dangerous, a sexy, seductive game of secrets, scandal, and power. This is like a really trashy, kind of erotic thriller type deal. And I think it's fun. I like it. I think it's a good time. I think it gets the job done in terms of like a real twisty, trashy thriller. I think you'll like it. It's pretty violent. It's pretty sexy. It takes a lot of different twists and turns, which I think is good. The fans of the book apparently really like it. The theater that I saw this in was really popping off. People were like really vibing with it and reacting to it, and I heard a lot of people say afterwards that it was like a great adaptation of the book. And I don't know, I'd never heard of the book, but apparently it has there's quite a few fans. Actually, let me look up the cover of the book and see if I recognize it. The Housemaid. Yeah, I don't recognize this. So I guess it's a series. All right, neat. Yeah, I don't see anything, or I don't recognize it. But yeah, I don't know. There's not too much going on here. It's fun for what it is. If you like this kind of thing, check it out. Definitely don't think it's bad or like problematic or anything like that. It's fine, you know. Doesn't have anything to do with the 1960 Korean film, does it? That film is quite excellent. I don't believe it does. I think that's a completely different thing. Because this is based off of a fairly contemporary novel. So, yeah, there's that. Eternity. Let's talk about this because I really love this. Um, You can only choose one. In an afterlife where souls have 1 week to decide where to spend eternity, Joan is faced with the impossible choice between the man she spent her life with and her first love, who died young and has waited decades for her to arrive. So this is a sort of, I mean, so the criticism of this is people are like, this is just defending your life at home, right? I think this is better. And I mean, I haven't seen Defending Your Life in quite some time, but I wasn't as impressed with that as I think other people were. I do love Albert Brooks and his filmography, but that wasn't one of the stronger ones to me. Um, what's this? What does that do? Oh, I understand. Uh, Interesting. Sorry, I'm just looking at my YouTube Studio stuff, and there's stuff on here I didn't realize I could do. Um, yeah, this I thought that this was really creative. I thought it was really sweet. I thought it looked really nice. Sounds more like Korea's Afterlife. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but that's another one that I see cited a lot for this sort of thing. Um, but yes. I don't know. I thought that this was like really well written and really well performed, and I don't know. It's just like a cute, creative idea, and it's an emotional kind of film to watch. And I'm not being the most articulate right now, but I don't know. It's a film that has stayed with me and that I think about a lot, and also has a really beautiful score. Like Elizabeth Olsen is always worth watching. This is true, and she's really good in it. There are movies that I see in the theater, and then what I want to do is put on the score as soon as I get in the car, and this was one of those. I really, really like that one. Um, do you give likes to any movies on Letterboxd, or do you skip that feature? I skip that feature entirely because I rate everything, and to me, it's completely like superfluous. Like if it's a 6 out of 10 or higher, then I liked it, and if it's a 5 or lower, then I didn't. Like I don't really understand what the purpose of it is. I mean, I guess it's for people who don't rate things, or I guess they want to like maybe use it for to delineate a certain type of thing, or like there are also people who like will give something a 1 out of 10 but still like it because it's like so bad it's good, and I've discussed how that's like not really a thing for me. Like my rating is indicative of how much I enjoyed it and how good I think it is. Like I try to sort of synthesize both of those feelings into one number. So no, I don't utilize the like feature. I kind of feel like you can extrapolate that from my my rating, right? Or, whatever I've written about it. But yeah, I don't know. If I know a lot of people do use the like feature, and I would be curious to hear why. At this point, it's I'm too far in. I don't want to go back and like 3,000 movies or whatever, but I could be compelled to do it. Hi Dustin, thanks for being here. I really liked Eternity when I saw it, and it's stuck with me ever since. I think even more fondly in retrospect. Yeah, it's just really sweet, and I like what it has. Like I like the message of it. Like I'm not gonna spoil it, but I think it ends really well. I will say the depiction of the afterlife here really stresses me out. Like it really stresses me out. The idea that you'd have 1 week to decide like how you want to spend all of eternity, and like you don't get to change your mind on that is like kind of insane to me. Like that is, you know, um I'm like a real hardcore atheist, and I'm like positive that nothing happens when you die, and that's like really scary to me, but it's better than this. It's better than choosing incorrectly for your eternity. I don't know, which eternity would you guys pick? I feel like we're all gonna say the same thing, but like the whole time I was like, where's the movie theater eternity? Where it's just like all the new shit that comes out is still on there, and then like you can also access the backlog of like everything ever made. Like if I could just have a general like that plus library sort of situation, like so I can just like listen to like the entire human history of music and films and books like for eternity, I think I'd be set. I'd be good with that. If that was an option, I'd pick that. Um yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people would pick like blowjob eternity or something. That's a valid answer too, but uh some people really like food, really like eating. Maybe there's like restaurant eternity or something. Theme park eternity. I don't know. What do people like? I'm not really caught up with what people like. Um yeah. I don't know. This seemed to either work for people or not. And it just really worked for me. I just think it's a really fun script and a really cute idea and a really really good performances. So, yeah, I enjoyed this. Um Want to give a quick shout out to Tokyo Godfathers. Thanks to Val for the suggestion for this for a Christmas movie to watch on Christmas. I talked about this when I reviewed Perfect Blue and talked about how I was like, damn, I feel like my man Satoshi Kon is like maybe working through some things, and he sure does know a lot, feel, very strongly about female identity, and seems to really understand it and spend a lot of time in that sandbox. And like dissociative identity, like as a woman, feel like there's something going on there. And then he made this movie where he just literally has a trans character, like a trans woman character who is like very well written and very like empathetically portrayed and like very like well rounded and everything. So I wrote Satoshi Kon was an egg, and you will not convince me otherwise. I feel like that theory has been pretty set in stone. I feel pretty confident about that. So there's that. But what a great movie. What a charming, sweet, fun film this is. It's not as good as Perfect Blue to me because that movie is just kind of fucking insane, but I probably liked it more than Paprika, which I also liked a lot. So kind of a banger director, to be honest. I should probably catch up on his well, there's not much more to catch up on. I mean, there's just Millennium Actress and then the miniseries and then these short films, which I think is actually the same thing. Yep, so just one short film and then one feature and one miniseries. It's unfortunate, but you know, we'll get there. So quick shout out to that. Shit. Go back. Yeah, our Christmas double feature, well, a triple for me. For like the day of, I did like this Christmas marathon here. I'll just go through what we watched, which was a Tangerine Holiday Affair, The Christmas Toy, A Muppet Family Christmas, Lady Gaga, and the Muppets Holiday Spectacular. And then I went off course and watched Fireworks Woman after that. Just definitely not a Christmas movie, but you know, I can't say I don't recommend it on Christmas because it's a really good movie and it's fucked up and weird and it would be funny. That was my holiday marathon, as it were. I got really close to giving Tangerine a 10. I do think it's pretty much perfect. I don't know. It's just kind of with the 10 out of 10s, I just kind of know it when I see it. You know, I've gotta feel it. You know. Personally, I can like movies that I rate low and not like movies that I rate positively. For example, Grizzly Man, excellent film. I didn't feel so moved and captivated though. Okay, so it sounds like you sort of treat the rating as more of like an objective. Oh, thanks, Dustin. Let's see. Requesting a title for future review, Young Hearts, one of the best films I've seen in years that no one seems to talk about. I will look that up in a second. Thank you for doing that. As always, if you want a film reviewed by me, $20 at the link in the description or the pinned comment, and I fucking got you. Personally, I can like, okay, so the rating is like, this is how I feel the film is like objectively, like the quality of it versus like this is how much I enjoyed it. I see that. I think that is maybe a cleaner system that makes more sense. So like there's definitely movies. I'm just gonna throw out an incendiary example for no reason, but like Knights of Cabiria. I watched that a really long time ago at this point, and I know that that's like an all-time fucking bulletproof classic, but like it didn't really move me. I didn't really feel much, or I didn't really get much out of it. But like I can recognize that that's objectively a great, amazing movie. So I just kind of landed with a 6 out of 10. Like I liked it. I like the movie. Like if you asked me, is that a good movie? I would say yes. If you asked me, do you like it? I would say yes. But like I just didn't really get much out of it. So I just kind of meet in the middle there. Another one is like The Magnificent Ambersons. Again, I know that that's like objectively a great movie and there's a lot to appreciate about it, but like I got even less out of that, you know? Like I just didn't really get anything at all out of it, so I landed on a 5 for that. At the end of the day, I'm gonna like how I feel about it objectively is going to factor in. Like if I think it is clearly like well made and does a lot of good things, like it'll get points for that. But at the end of the day, my rating is based on like how I feel about it. So and that's kind of like how I I can get really granular about fucking rating systems. I'm sorry. Hey Jeff, thanks for being here. But like basically like the 4 and 5 ratings are for the stuff where I'm like, this just isn't really something that connected with me, but like that's not a comment on like the film's quality itself. Whereas like when you get to like 3, 2, and 1, that's like I actually think this shit is garbage. Like I think this movie is bad. Like not only did I not get anything out of it, but like I think objectively the movie is kind of bad. And like, okay. I also know that there's no such thing as objectivity in art, but like you know what I mean, you know? But that's also why my ratings tend to skew high, is because I tend to like give a lot of grace and give a lot of credit and like try to see the good in things when I see them, you know. Um, but I would be curious about a movie that you rate low, but you still like, because I'm curious what that would look like for you. Okay. Thanks, Val. Hope you're having fun. Val took some dope ass fucking pictures on his film camera. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad other people enjoy this. I'm gonna start. Okay, here's me fucking throwing a grenade into the chat. So if you're not familiar, John Cage has a piece. What is it called? I think it's either 333 or 444. John Cage 433. Okay, I was close. Kind of split the difference there. Essentially, 433 is a composition by John Cage that is nothing. The way it is performed is it's complete silence. It is 4 minutes and 33 seconds of silence, okay? And the idea is when an orchestra performs it, the piece itself is whatever ambient noise or whatever noises are happening in the room. So this is a work of art that is cataloged on places like Rate Your Music and stuff, right? So you can rate it, okay? If you were to rate nothing, 4 minutes and 33 seconds of silence, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it? This was a very heated debate once between me and my exes, okay? Because I feel very strongly that nothing is a 5 out of 10. And they were like, no, it's a 1. And I'm like, but it's not bad. It's like nothing. It's entirely neutral, right? Like if we're going to say that the worst music of all time is a 1 out of 10 and the best music of all time is a 10 out of 10, then logically speaking, that follows that if you average that out, no music is a 5 out of 10. Well, I wouldn't rate it anything because it's not a piece of music, but it is a piece of art, right? Like the intention behind it is artistic, right? Okay, I like this answer. It depends on where it is and who else is listening and what the ambient noise is. If I heard a cat meow, it's a 10 out of 10. There you go. It's an interesting piece, I think, right? Because it's entirely contextual, right? But I just think that if we're averaging out all possible experiences, Val, you're so pure of heart and I love you. I think if we're averaging out all the possible experiences that you could have with the piece, it's a 5 out of 10. I don't know. Like it could be great, or you could hear like fucking your misophonia get triggered or something. Like, so if we're just averaging that all out as like sort of the platonic ideal or whatever, or like the thing, you know, like as a piece of art in all contexts, you know, as it is necessarily one that changes every time it is engaged with, I think it's a 5 out of 10. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being contrarian about it, and I need to not die on this hill, but I think I'm gonna die on this hill. Val says I think it's a 10 out of 10 because it's a unique and really thoughtful piece of art. It's more than just being nothing. Exactly. I think that's also accurate. I've solved that problem by never using half stars on Letterboxd. I could not do it without half stars. I really couldn't. Like Goodreads kind of stresses me out because it doesn't let me do half stars, and sometimes I'm like, well, it's not a 6. Or, I mean, it's not a 3 and it's not a 4. I guess I gotta pick one. I don't know, you know? Because a 7 is my top rating. Like, if you look at my rating curve, hold on, let me pull up my rating curve. Look at that. I love giving shit a 7. You know? Because it's like, oh, that was really good. It wasn't just okay. It wasn't great, but it was really good. You know? It's great. The different possibilities is a big part of it, in my honest opinion. I think even if you're hearing bad ambient noise, that's part of it and proves its success as a piece. If the ambient was always good, it wouldn't be as successful as a work of art. I think Val maybe has the best take here. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know about a 10. A 10 feels, because a 10 for me is like that signifies one of the best pieces of art that I've ever engaged with in that medium. You know? Maybe that's why I like using likes. It's like an extra half star. I'd give 433 a heart, as it's a genius concept, but also literally nothing. That feels like a very good compromise. And I think that that's maybe, if it was a movie instead of a piece of music, that might be actually the one instance in the entirety of my account that I would give something a like, but not a rating. I kind of like that. But on Rate Your Music, you got to hit it with the 1 through 10. And I hit it with the 5. There's no possibilities because you're trying to predict whether the music added there would be good or not. Yeah. There would be good or not. I mean, there's no music though. Like, the idea is that it's just ambient. Then it wouldn't be the same piece of music every time, so it's not a song called 433. I don't know. But like, no piece of music is played exactly the same every time. You know, like, there's different ways to interpret Beethoven and Mozart and even like cover songs and stuff. Like, no human being is gonna compose or recreate the same, looking at the same piece of paper. You know, there's always some kind of interpretation to it. Like, if you just pull up fucking, you know, Beethoven's Symphony Number 5 and you just listen to different recordings of it, they're all gonna sound a little bit different. Okay, Dustin actually gave me money, so let's look at that again. Let's run that back. All right, sick. We're gonna get this done by next week, assuming I can access this fairly easily. Young Hearts. One of the best films I've seen in years that nobody seems to talk about. Okay. Young Hearts. So I'm guessing it's contemporary, which is cool. Oh, this is on my catch-up list. So that's extremely helpful for me. Thank you. When did this release in the States? Okay. So this is actually on my list of stuff to cover for 2025. Did I put it on my Plex server yet? Gotta run. Okay. Well, thanks for being here. January 2025. Yep. Sick. Okay. Now let me see. Yeah, I'll definitely have this watched for next week. You guys keep picking stuff that I need to watch anyway, which is greatly appreciated. I put all of the Rankin and Bass stuff on my server, so I have to like go through that before I see the like other stuff that I added recently. Young Hearts. It is not on my server, and it is not on my friend's servers, but it will be on my server soon. I'll add that, and I'll watch it. Tight. So that'll be next week. But it's based on a piece of written music. There's only silence in 433, so interpreting silence with music is a null point. But it forces you... What it forces you to do is interpret the sounds around you as art and as music. I think it's really cool as an idea. I don't know, you're kind of selling me... You guys are kind of selling me on that it actually deserves a higher rating than a 5 out of 10, because you're right that it isn't just no music. There is intention and artistic value behind the project itself. And I think I can rate that as its own thing, like as a concept. You know? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Y'all are popping off in here. I have not seen any of Bro's movies. Where is he from? Because some of this is not in English. Or actually, oh, this is Dutch. Okay, cool. 14-year-old Elias increasingly feels like an outsider in his village when he meets his new neighbor of the same age. Alexander Elias is confronted with his burgeoning sexuality. Ooh, we got Altered Innocence level shit. We have a gay coming of age. Let's go. Always a fun intersection of genres. Hey, Steven, thanks for being here. You're good. We're just talking about movies, as is our wont. I'm I'm looking at this movie that I have been commissioned to talk about next week from our friend Dustin, and I'm excited to see it too. Here, let me actually pull it up. You guys tell me what I need to prioritize here. Uh, 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 uh. This is my list of shit that I need to catch up with from 2025. It's a lot. Oh, I've apparently watched 2 of them, so I can take 2 of them out. Which ones? Which ones? Queens of the Dead. Okay, we'll talk about that later. And is this thing on? Okay, we'll also talk about that later. I'll rearrange it. I know that Train Dreams is like probably top of the list. Do I have Pro? I have the patron one. I have the very tippy top level. I do think it's worth it. You can do way more. You get more stats, and yes, I am exactly like Steven. I like it because I am autistic. And I like being able to pick whatever poster I want because sometimes the poster is wrong. I'll just say that the poster is wrong sometimes and you got to fix it. It is what it is. Also, I just use this site so much that I feel like they deserve my money. Also, I will go to great lengths to not have to see ads. And if it's a service that I use, like, I think they deserve it. Yeah, I do need to see the original Bonjour Tristesse. I don't think that this is going to be super high on my priorities because it's not that highly rated and not a lot of people are talking about it and it requires extra homework. So probably not going to get to this in time, but yeah, there's that. Val, do you want to watch Dogman? I remember when this came out and I meant to see it. It's harder for me to see kids movies in the theater because I don't want to be around a bunch of kids. Not to say that I don't like kids. I just don't necessarily like being around them all the time, especially not in like a movie. Now I missed the Willow talk at the end of stream. Can you give a bullet point recap? Sure, we could do that. Not to be confused with Dog Starman. Indeed. Okay, I'm glad chat is active again. As I said at the top, I've been having a really awful week. I guess in case you missed it at the beginning, some life updates are that my my work hours got cut to 10 hours a week. So I basically kind of have to find a new job at this point, or at least a second job. My car got towed yesterday for very confusing reasons that ended up technically being my fault. So I had to eat shit on that and I had to pay $300 that I don't have. It's the whole thing. Pluto's doing better, but she has another appointment coming up. It's just been a lot. It's been a lot. There's been some crazy stuff happening just in the community, and like it feels like everybody's having a hard time, and it's just weighing on me. It's just a lot. All right, we'll watch Dogman. We watched Untold Story 2 last night. That was pretty crazy but fun. I'm excited to get it in the mail. Jeff, you and I had like a lot of the same stuff. In our VS boxes. Yeah, I'll do that. Come See Me in the Good Light is another top 10. You'll love it. Come See Me in the Good Light. Where is that? Oh, is this the really sad one? Yeah. It's supposed to be real fucking sad. I don't know where I'll see this. But I'll probably see it at some point. Is it like... Yeah. Okay, so it already had its limited theatrical release. Oh, and it has a digital release too. Well, oh, thanks, Ragnar. What do you want me to review? Where's the streaming? Apple TV. Okay, so then it can live on my Plex server is what's happening there. Check your inventory. Cool. If you want to pick something off of this list, go for it. Oh, fuck, I lost the list. Let's hop back over there. Yeah, tell me what I need to catch up on the most. Um, I definitely want to see After the Hunt. I think that looks interesting. Adolescence, I get, is probably not going to be near the top of the list on account of the fact that it's a miniseries. Bring Them Down looks really good. I want to see that. Uh, Dust Bunny, I've heard, is pretty good. This is getting a lot of hype. This Ephus, whatever that is. I want to see Elio because I've heard good things about it. From Ground Zero seems really good. A lot of this stuff is like, I just fucking missed it in theaters, dude. Like, it's crazy how much stuff comes out, and I don't have time like that. I missed Keeper. I need to see K-pop Demon Hunters just in terms of the cultural relevancy or whatever, just to know what everyone's talking about. Hearing good things about this one, and this one, and this one. Gosh, I missed a lot of stuff. It's getting intimidating scrolling through this. Dude, I'm waiting for somebody to book Resurrection here. Hasn't happened yet. There's somebody in chat that keeps recommending this. I need to see it. Yeah, Train Dreams. I want to see Smashing Machine for sure. Xeno looks cute. Urchin looks good. I have too much stuff to watch, but I'll probably try to binge some amount of that stuff. Just at least some of the bigger titles, right? But that being said, I watched 110 movies so far from 2025, so it's not like I'm fucking slouching. It's just crazy. Okay. Let's move along, shall we? Oh, and then my Christmas triple feature, Tokyo Godfathers, and then Silent Night, Deadly Night, which I really enjoyed, and I wrote a sympathetic and radical work exploring the ineffectiveness and cruelty of punishment and discipline. Be kind to children. That's what I think the movie's about. Because he turns into this person because of the very explicit ways in which he was disciplined through violence and punishment, and that was reinforced at church in this fucking like psycho Catholic, church camp thing or whatever. And instead of like helping him work through his traumas, like when he gets triggered, he gets punished, and so he recreates that violence through violence of his own, right? I think it's actually a pretty smart, incisive look into how punishment breeds further violence rather than rehabilitation. Mother Superior is the worst in Silent Night, Deadly Night. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Isn't the second one just like a clip show? I mean, it's kind of a bold move. What's interesting is this dude is apparently like really Catholic, like is like very religious, and this was like just something that he did, I guess. I don't know. He was definitely working some stuff out if that's the case, you know? Uh because the movie is not kind to Catholicism, and like I don't think the protests were like unwarranted on account of the fact that it is going after Catholicism. Okay, well, that's not fair. I don't know about that, but okay. You got your one-liner in, I guess. And then A Law for Christmas. There's something calming about these movies. Not just the bad Christian movies, but this particular brand of bad Christian movie where it is overwritten to shit. It is 100% made for old people who can't focus longer than 3 seconds and who are checking their phone the whole time or are talking the whole time or whatever, because they explain everything, like every single thing. There's nothing left to like subtext or to like figure out with your eyes. They're just like narrating the whole thing or saying their motivations out loud or whatever. And the movie's too long. It's like 2 hours long. So I just speed it up, and like there's something soothing about it to me. I like it. But it's terrible. And so yeah, that's kind of how I'm getting at, like, this isn't like a 1 out of 10 because there are elements about it that I liked. But at the end of the day, it is trash, and it is also like bad in that it's messaging and everything. But it also gets extra points, like I wrote here. Very obviously complete trash made by reprehensible people, but it's also high-key pro-socialism, so it gets some bonus points. Yeah, this is like a really bizarre sort of look into the Christian mind in terms of like how they think government works. Um, Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's sweet of you. I always love listening to you review movies. You're so eloquent and think so much about it. I'm over here like I liked it because there was a cool fight scene. Well, that's really sweet of you. Thank you. I don't feel like I'm on my A game today, but I appreciate it. Um, yes, I have the Thin Man movies. You did send me those. Um, so what am I talking about? Oh, it's such a bizarre look into like how these people think government works. They clearly don't think about it, or they don't understand it, or I don't know. It's really rough. But yeah, they basically like sell these like fucking bumpkin farmers on like socialism, just like banding together and like utilizing resources and like creating like a workers co-op or whatever. It's kind of insane watching these like psycho right-wing Christians like rebrand and resell socialism to themselves. It's pretty wild. uh but yeah, it's also just bad. And this dude, I think, or is it this guy? It's one of these guys. Is the yeah, he made this also like fucking psycho COVID movie or whatever. I think this is the guy. If it's not him, then it's the other guy. One of these guys. There was that post that kind of went viral where he was like finally 18. He was posting about his goddamn girlfriend that he had quote been seeing for 4 years. Um and he was not old, he was not young enough for that to be above board, and he like made a post like celebrating that she was finally 18. So it's also made by like real scummy like groomers, but when we're talking about conservative Christians, it's like, oh, fork found in kitchen, right? Anyway, that was my Christmas marathon, and then I rewatched the Muppet Christmas Carol, which is a strong candidate for the most perfect movie ever made. I'll just read this. I wrote perfect, 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 perfect movie. Probably could have added a few more in there. This time I was especially struck by the inventiveness and beauty of the cinematography. The production and set design are already some of the best ever, but they are framed so sublimely in these compositions. There's really not many things that so consistently make me cry and so consistently make me this happy. The Muppets Forever. Maybe I need to watch The Muppets. Maybe that's what I need right now. So I'm not in a good place. I'm in a dark place mentally and financially and everything else, right? Maybe I just need The Muppets. I'll review this real quick. I might make a full video about this if I have the time or the motivation, but I think, the top review on this movie, which is fun. Thanks for showing Muppet Christmas Carol to me. I think everybody should see and appreciate and love the Muppets Christmas Carol. It's magical. You need some margaritas at the midnight buffet. I don't know what that is. I guess I'll Google that. Is that a movie? I don't know if I'm gonna get trolled right now or what, but let me Google this. Oh. Oh, this is from the Muppets Treasure Island. Thank you, Steven. Yes. Oh, I can get them for next week. That's not too hard. I think I have 3 movies to review now. That's not too bad. I can do that. I cannot wait for the upcoming Miss Piggy movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone. Bro, seated fucking opening night. Okay? That's what we're gonna be for that shit. Let me run these back. Thank you, Ragnar. You are the best. Keeping me sane and afloat. I appreciate it. Said you needed Muppets. You gave Muppet quotes. That's true, you did. I appreciate it. I haven't seen Treasure Island in a minute. Okay, yes, we're all the best, but some are more the best than others, uh, uh, yeah, that's true. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I do need that. What else? Oh, this piece of shit. Right. I wrote, genuinely one of the most evil, mean-spirited, cruel, and just flat-out stupid films to come out this decade. Everyone involved Maybe I shouldn't read this aloud on stream. Fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. Everyone involved in the making of this film can and should go fuck themselves, preferably with something sharp. Um, so this is directed by a woman, which is really awesome and charming for the project. I like this DNA fucking strand in the poster. God, these people are so stupid. It is time for Faith to take the stand. Teenage Lindsay McCabe loses her opportunity for a college scholarship to a transgender athlete. Well, sounds like you gotta get good, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. In her father Steve's fight for fairness, he learns that even finding an attorney to take his case is a challenge, and getting case to trial is an even bigger obstacle. Because, as you know, as we all know in this country, to find someone who is transphobic in this country, gosh, it's like a needle in a haystack, you know? It's just like you can't find them anymore. Everyone's so woke, especially lawyers, you know? Law as an institution, Supreme Court, all that, just so fucking woke, you know? It's real difficult out here. Thank you, Dustin. But it takes a faith-based twist when his attorney gets the judge to accept God and the Bible into evidence. Two things. It's astonishing to me that you would just straightforwardly admit, okay, our arguments don't hold up unless we invoke the Bible or God. Like, there are no secular arguments against, you know, including trans people in sports. So we have to, like, smuggle in bigotry through faith. Classic, right? Real fucking out there. And okay, yes. In the movie, they literally go through like the rules for the swim meet, and there is a clause in there where like things could be canceled on account of an act of God, which, as I'm sure most adults know, is an insurance term. Is not literally saying that God is doing shit. It's just like it's the shit happens clause, you know? Like, who knows? And so they're like, see, the thing accepts that God is a real thing that exists. And so we can use that in court. And that's it. And it's really bad. Like, I'm just hitting the tip of the iceberg for how fucking, I mean, literally, okay, like there were other trans people in the house, okay, when I was fucking watching this shit, and I had to like warn them. I was like pausing it if they came into the room, and I was like, hello, I'm like actively watching a fucking hate crime right now, just so you know. In case, because I'm a special kind of masochist where I can watch this shit for fun, but like other people might actually find this upsetting, you know. And it's really bad, but what can you do? It's also really interesting because the daughter in this is like not a piece of shit. She's just like nice to the trans person in this movie. And like I'm like, what are they doing? What do they think they're doing here? Because it's like the character's like, I don't really see what the big deal is. They're all being really mean to you, and like I just, you know, it's not that deep. But like it doesn't end that way. You know, for a second, it's like, are they doing something like somewhat self-aware or interesting? And they're not. They're not self-aware or interesting people, you know? Trans athletes are historically pretty mediocre, so that guy's daughter is washed to hell as a swimmer. Yo, like these fucking people, like what's her name? That bitch Riley Gaines fucking made a whole career out of tying fifth. Are you serious? Like, I thought we were about like meritocracy and like fairness and like pulling yourself up by your fucking goggles or your bootstraps or whatever, right? Like, can you imagine if in any other context somebody pitched a fit because they tied for fifth place? Like, are you kidding me? I'm not even like a sports person, but like, and like, I'm not even like, you know, oh, you gotta win. Who cares? Participation trophies for everyone. I don't give a shit. But these people do, and you're fucking out here, you know, bitching and moaning for like 10 years now, making a whole career out of like screaming and crying like a fucking titty baby for your participation trophy. Like, goddamn, y'all. Anyway, Your Honor, for my case, all I have to say is God rules. Thank you. I mean, it's literally that, the movie. It's insane. One of this director's other films on Letterboxd is called God and Beer. All right. All right. All right, Jessica. Oh boy. 0 people have seen this. Well, you all, we're pioneers right now. We got to track this down, okay? group viewing, perhaps, okay? Oh boy. 2 female directors. I'm assuming Natalie is a woman. I don't know. Maybe they're non-binary, making fucking potted beer. Kevin Sorbo and Dean Cain, have they always been this dumb? The answer is yes. Yes. I think so anyway. Or maybe not. But when you become this dumb, like this is what you have to offer to the world. This is where you're at, you know? But Kevin Sorbo, at least, has been on his bullshit for a minute. And Dean Cain, you know, he tried to join ICE and he couldn't pass the test. Which is really funny. Where Grace is on tap, the story of an Irish brewmaster who travels to America to reconnect with his daughter and transforms an old brewery into an authentic Irish pub. Story of redemption and faith through a heartfelt mix of romance, comedy, and drama. I mean, this seems pretty tame and inoffensive compared to the shit that these people put out. That's an all-American man right there. It is on 2 lists. One of just a list of films that this person has added to the database, which, shout out to the troops, 3,000 films. I'm seeing a lot of Christian slop on there, making my job easier. And then just Feast for the Eyes, films that feature food or drink on the movie poster. It sure does. Look at that beer. It's in good company of almost 10,000 films. Let's see what this person added. Have I seen any of these? I've seen 8 of them. Which ones? Is it all slop? Oh, it's close to it. Well, here's a movie we were just looking at. Okay, this person actually adds like Oscar nominated and like new releases and stuff. They added No Other Land. Wow. In good company. I'm so confused by Dean Cain when he literally starred in the Broken Hearts Club. Something terrible happened to him in the last 25 years. I mean, COVID was like an event that like, it was like an event of like mass psychosis that like broke truly like an unbelievable number of people's brains. It might have been that. What is Broken Hearts Club? I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Lonely Hearts Club is a Hotelier song. One of my favorites. This must be something else. Okay, I clicked on something else. This one? Dean Cain. Yep. Oh, it's a gay thing. Nice. Well, sometimes we have a dark woke origin story, okay, before we see the light of Christ and Donald Trump, right? You know? All right. I see. I don't know about all that. Jeff, I appreciate your tip through Venmo. That's very cool and kind of you. I'll run one of these back and we'll pretend that it's Jeff's. Shout out Jeff. Jeff, what do you want me to watch? I'll add it to the list. What is on the list? Anything you want. Okay. I think that's enough on some of the most hateful Christian slop out there. They added... What? Something is wrong with me. They added this to a bunch of... Oh, no, they didn't. Maybe this is on YouTube now. It's more accessible than when I watched it. I had to, like, pull up the fucking Roku channel, which I've never used, and it was like a whole thing. Yeah. Anyway, next is Baby Invasion. I loved this movie. I wrote funny games for the 2020s, and that's exactly what I think it is. I don't have anything much more compelling than that to say about it, but let's take a look at it. In a first-person shooter game leaked to the dark web, a group of mercenaries disguised with baby faces invade mansions of the wealthy and powerful with murderous intent. However, as gamers live stream the game, the protagonist's gang of horrific murders may or may not be happening in real life. So, yes, this is essentially about some live streamers that thank you, Val. that uh yeah, are essentially going around like breaking into like wealthy people's homes and killing them and doing like all this horrific shit. And they're live streaming it, and you literally see a chat that looks almost exactly like mine. Like I'm pretty sure they use the Streamlabs chat function in the movie, and it's going the whole time. Like you just see it the whole time. Somebody was tasked with writing the chat. I don't know how they did that. I would really be curious to know how they did that actually. If like Harmony Korine himself is like the guy writing the chat, or like if they just hired some people who watch a lot of live streams and be like, I need you to react to our movie and we'll put that in the film, as long as it's in universe or whatever. And they have like AI faces like that turn them into babies as they're like killing people and shit. I gotta say a couple things. This is actually my very first Harmony Korine film. I know that's like crazy. Like the person I watched it with was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You've never seen any of this dude's movies? Like this is like one-on-one shit." And I was like, "Yeah, you're probably right." So I didn't know if this was the best place to start, but man, I am on this person's wavelength because I loved this shit. This like really understood like contemporary like internet brain rot shit. And it utilizes AI in ways that I think are extremely interesting and like like I don't know what to say. Like, there's several credits in here for the different uses of AI. Like, different people are credited with the ways in which AI are used in this. Like, I think there's like AI artist and then like renderer or something. I don't remember what all the credits were, but like, I feel like this single handedly disproves the idea that like you can never use AI for art like successfully or in a way that's interesting. Like that's done. We already did it. You can pack up that argument, like we already did it. It's there. The movie is good and it's interesting and it utilizes it in pretty crucial ways. So there's that. Did I watch Alucarda yet? No. That's a great one. I'll definitely add it to the list. All right, we got 4 for next week. I should be able to do that. You should watch Aggro Drift too. I haven't finished it yet, but so far it feels very much like a companion piece. Well, how far did you get? If you want to restart it, we should watch it together. Also, strong agree on the AI point, although I'm sure you already know I agree with that. Yeah. I tried not to just copy your wording because I know that you've talked about it in that context. But like I had the same thoughts about it and its use before I read your post about it, and I was like, I don't want to just restate his words or whatever. But like, yeah, like you said, and like I agree, like it's a film that like is not like it would be meaningfully different and meaningfully worse like without the AI usage, and like I think that that's interesting and compelling in and of itself. Yeah, the rating spread is something else. I don't know, man. I know I talk about getting high a lot and using drugs a lot, but I do feel like this is a good one for getting real toasted and just like cruising with the vibes on this one, because it is fucking wild. But yeah, like Funny Games, it's a movie about how technology continues to enable violence, right? So like the viewer's gaze, so like cinema is what it's critiquing in and of itself. Like violence in movies is what it's critiquing and sort of forcing the viewer to reckon with. And I feel like this is doing the same thing with like live streaming and like contemporary like parasocial internet culture, like it's really cool. It's a really, really cool movie that I like the more I think about it. Or I like more the more I think about it. Yes, I see. Yeah, I'll check it out on your Plex for sure. Trash Humpers. I do need to check it out, but it sounds like me and Val are gonna fuck with some aggro drift. But yeah, I need to see Bro's other movies because this dude seems like a real freak. I'm on his wavelength. In the seedy domain of Miami's criminal underbelly, a seasoned hitman embarks on the Relentless pursuit of his next target. The movie is shot entirely through thermal lens. Oh, I remember when this came out. He navigates a twisted world where violence and madness reign supreme. Tensions unravel, leading to a psychedelic journey that blurs the lines between predator and prey. Another crazy rating spread, and then exactly a 3.0. Yeah, it feels like I think this is a person who's always been pretty experimental in his filmmaking, but it seems like he's really on his just like crazy experimental phase right now. I need to see this for sure. I just think that name is great. I know that Cemetery and Ghost Mountain are big fans of Harmony Korine. So that's another thing. No, I've never seen Spring Breakers. I've never seen Gummo. I've never seen Kids. I know these are big movies that are just blind spots for me, but I definitely need to check them out. Yeah. Mr. Lonely is relatively normal. Yeah, that's the one that people were hyping when one of the OCN labels put it out. I don't remember who, but probably IFC, actually, I think. You're in for a ride. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I always love finding a weird guy. Julian Donkey Boy. Ghost Mountain just put out a song called Donkey Boy, I think. So there's that connection. So yeah, I know that they fuck with that. I want to talk about this movie really quickly. Hanukkah on Rye. This is a Hanukkah movie. It is a Hallmark Hanukkah film. Mortician on the soundtrack. Sick. Oh, and Brujeria. Nice. Sounds like a good soundtrack to me. Hanukkah on Rye. This is my very first Hallmark movie. I've never seen one before. I've like kind of shit on them just like from cultural osmosis. And it was exactly what I thought it would be, except I will say I enjoyed it. Like they're very like this is the opposite of like the type of stuff that I typically talk about, like really challenging experimental stuff. This is the least challenging, least experimental possible thing you could make. Like not even in the way that like the Christian stuff that I watch is like so because that stuff is almost like outsider art in its own way and how like deranged and bizarre it is and like non-artists attempting to make art, you know? This is just like I don't know, like a it feels like the most like generic and sort of like easy to go down like corporate sort of like slop almost, but in a good way, like in a way where like you go to get Burger King because you know what it's gonna be and you know that you're gonna like it, and it like gets the job done for exactly like what you want. But it's like, you know, it's also not that deep. Like we're not gonna sit here and be like Burger King is the most like creative or amazing food out there or whatever, you know? Um Two rival delis serving a whole latke of love. A matchmaker connects Molly and Jacob, but their new romance is put to the test when they realize that they are competing deli owners. Will a Hanukkah miracle keep them together? So like the movie's not good, but I enjoyed it. It's just so easy to follow. It's like you know exactly where it's going. It hits all the beats. It's like a good pop song, you know? Like it's like, yeah, this isn't doing anything great or special or revolutionary, but like the chords are resolving in exactly the ways that I wanted them to and predicted them to, you know, and it's a little bit satisfying, you know, that kind of thing. I enjoyed this. Marty Supreme, let's go. Twink du jour, Timothy Chalamet at it again. Also Tyler the Creator, shout out. Um, okay, let me catch up on chat and then we can talk about this. I like Harmony Korine a lot, but Trash Humpers gave me a headache. That's so fair, and I know what you mean. There's definitely movies I've seen that give me a headache. Um, Thankfully it's only like 70 some minutes, so this is just Sleepless in Seattle, but with delis. I've actually never seen Sleepless in Seattle. I think I watched the first 30 minutes of it when I was like in middle school or high school, and I did not like it. But I should probably like actually watch it. I watched it because Niles Crane is in it. For the most random and obscure Paul Rudd movie ever, you should check out The Size of Watermelons. It's a quirky movie. Okay, cool. Let me pull that up. I know that bro Timothy Chalamet got in a little bit of hot water for saying like, "Hey man, I'm like kind of goated with this shit, and like, y'all need to appreciate that I've been like putting in work for like a decade plus, and like, don't take that shit for granted." He's kind of right though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really good at what he does, and he's very consistent. And like, it's nice to see somebody like a contemporary movie star like take this shit seriously and like treat this like an art form. You know, he's not wrong. This is obscure. You weren't lying. Seen a lot of my friends just watch list this shit. Even and some of these people know how to dig deep too. So interesting. All right, cool. I'll throw that on the watch list. All right. Dream big in 1950s New York. Marty Mauser, a young man with a dream no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. So this is part 3 to Josh Safdie's Anxiety trilogy, which would be Good Time, Uncut Gems, and Marty Supreme. They're all kind of the same movie a little bit. Like, they're different takes on the same concept, which is like white man tries to achieve greatness at his and everybody in his life's expense, you know, sort of thing. And I think it's closer to Uncut Gems in that respect than it is to Good Time. And it is my least favorite of those 3 movies, but it's still great. Like, it's so good. Like, there is something really kind of something ineffable, and like, you just can't get this experience anywhere else than like sitting in a movie theater and watching a goddamn real movie. I don't mean to say it like that. Like, I'm sorry, but like, someone who knows what the fuck they're doing, who can make a movie that looks amazing, that is performed immaculately, that is edited really tightly, that is shot beautifully, like, that is written really well. Like, this is just a banger, and that just is what it is, you know? It's true. Like, people were really hyping Gwyneth Paltrow. I would like us to not be casting Gwyneth Paltrow in things in the year of our Lord 2025, and I didn't feel like she was so great that it like justified it, but whatever. She's good in it. Um, you know, Timothy Chalamet, like, I could see him getting the best actor for this, and I wouldn't fight it. Like, he's so good in this. Odessa Zion is like amazing in this as well. Shout out Abel Ferreira. He's really good in this. Tyler, the Creator, is really good in this. Um, you're glad that there's an adult in the room. Seriously. I don't know. I didn't know that Tyler, the Creator, was like acting like that these days, and I don't know. He's just so good in this. I listened to his new record in the car afterwards, and yeah, I was bumping that shit. It was good. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to talk about what I think the film is doing thematically without talking about the ending, which I don't want to spoil, but I'm not sure. I think it is subverting tropes on purpose, but I'm also not sure that I love what it's saying about those tropes. It might be going too far in the other direction. I don't know. I'm probably not making a lot of sense with what I'm saying because I don't want to spoil the end of the movie, but I do feel like we are deconstructing and sort of re reanalyzing the problematic white man who's like, you know, has a inevitable path to greatness, and like the sort of Elon Musk story, you know, we're like, oh, he's a piece of shit, he's a real fucking shitty guy, but like, what are you gonna do? At the end of the day, he's a genius. Like, that trope, you know, is what I feel like we're deconstructing here. And yeah, I'm not sure that I'm on the wavelength of where it ends up, but I like that it is acknowledging its own tropes and sort of attempting to deconstruct them. Because at first I was like, are we just doing that? Like, are we just reconstructing this trope? Um, but no, it attempts to do something different. But at the end of the day, it's fucking insanely entertaining, and it's really, really good. So I understand why it's getting the hype that it's getting. Was it less fascistic than Wicked for Good? I would say that it is zero fascistic, actually, which is good. Um, I don't know. There is one beat in it that is a little bit like, no, it's not. It's not fascistic. Yeah. I swear to God, David Hyde Pierce took his character from Sleepless in Seattle and just extended into Niles Crane, and the timing works out with the filming of the movie and the premiere of the show. Yeah, I guess you're right. I should rewatch that. Give my boy Niles another chance, you know? Hamnet. This one's a barrel of laughs. Chloe Zhao is the director on this. Director of Eternals, which I've heard nothing but bad things about, but it's not really my thing. Is she making another fucking Dracula? Bro, how many times? I mean, look, I'll see Dracula as many times as they make Dracula, but like, how many times we got to do it? You know, could we call it something else at least? Anyway, she directed Nomadland, which I feel like gets a little bit of a bad reputation because it feels like it was like the pity Oscar winner because like 2020 was such a paltry year for movies, but I really like it. I think it's great. But Hamnet, yes, I didn't like it as much, but I still really liked it. And it is one that I think I continue to like more in retrospect. Um, anyway, keep your heart open. The powerful story of love and loss that inspired the creation of Shakespeare's timeless masterpiece, Hamlet. This feels like it's a little bit in. I think you could do a lot of comparing and contrasting with this and like Sentimental Value and Jake Kelly. There are films coming out this year that I think are really grappling with the question of like, uh, what does it mean to like make great art and like, is it worth it in the end in the ways that, you know, the people in your lives are affected, the things that you have to sacrifice for the creation of that art, and does the work itself in the end justify all of it and make it worth it, or is it like a valid sort of means of catharsis or something like that, like in the face of tragedy? I mean, clearly it is, but like also like not just like is it a valid means of catharsis, but like I guess is it enough such that it can, again, it's hard for me to talk about this without spoiling the movie, but I don't know. I do think that this makes a pretty strong case for like the creation of art as like um a means of processing grief and a means of processing trauma and as a means of like immortalizing both yourself and the people that you love, you know. Um it's a difficult film kind of like in that it's a very sad subject matter and it's also very very slow. Um and that's maybe the piece that I think I had the most trouble with is that it kind of I struggled to like pay attention or like care the whole way through. But it is really good, you know. I do understand why people love it so much. I wonder if I'd like the book more. So now it's a pretty popular one, and I'd be interested in checking it out. But yeah, that's Hamnet. Queens of the Dead. How do I review this? How do I review this thoughtfully when Jack Haven is on the screen right now? I just need to be normal about it. And not just exclusively talk about how obscenely and wildly attractive that person is to me. It's fine. This is a zombie film directed by the extremely gay daughter of George Romero. It's very cute, and I enjoyed it. Queens of the Dead. They're dead and they're eating. When a zombie apocalypse breaks out in Brooklyn on the night of a giant warehouse party, an eclectic group of drag queens, club kids, and frenemies must put aside their drama and use their unique skills to fight against the brain-thirsty, scrolling undead. So it is very cute. I like that George Romero's daughter made another, you know, Blank of the Dead movie in his tradition. And it's really fun that Tom Savini has a cameo in this. I think that that's really sweet that he did that. And I like the performances in this, and I like the movie. I just think the sense of humor, I'm not on its wavelength most of the time. Like I find it to be a little bit what's the nice, I don't know, cringy. It's not the nicest way to put it, but like I don't know, a lot of this was like very I don't know, like millennial gay humor type thing. Maybe you got to be more into drag culture than I am to like, or like club culture to like totally be into this or like understand or vibe with the jokes or whatever. And I just wasn't, but like it won me over. Like probably halfway through, I was like, I don't know, I'm feeling this, and like it's just nice. It's just nice to have some amount, a crumb of representation to see like non-binary people and like hot gay people like doing shit on screen and stuff, you know? It's fun, you know? More non-binary people make weird horror movies, please and thank you. I would like that. Um yeah, it's a fun movie. It's one that I would rewatch for sure. In terms of like irreverent drag comedies, Shit and Champagne is way more on my wavelength. I think it's like way funnier. Um this is gonna be a bizarre thing that I'm about to say, but this lighting, the like bisexual lighting thing, there was like a type of like yogurt that I used to eat growing up that had this exact color palette, and that's what it makes me think of every time. I rewatched The Apartment on New Year's Eve. It's an amazing movie. You know this. I rewatched Fight Club in a theater, which I had not seen since I was pretty young, and I didn't understand it at all. And yeah, as it turns out, this movie is pretty fucking good. I don't know if anybody's told you about this, but Fight Club is pretty good. And it's also extremely thematically dense and rich. There's a lot going on there. I considered making a video about it, but I'm like, I don't know. Do we need another video about Fight Club? Like, do we need another person talking about Fight Club? Is that like not kind of done at this point? You know, um, I don't know. And like, I feel like I had a take on it that was different from like someone much more into drag culture than you. Drag comedies generally blow chunks. Damn. Well, I'd be curious what you think of this one. You should check it out. I like it, but yeah, Shit and Champagne is the one for me. That shit had me fucking dying. It was so funny. But yeah, I don't know. Fight Club. The thing is, like, I feel like I had a little bit of a unique take on it, but I also like I don't want to like check a bunch of reviews to check if somebody else has already said that, and then steal their points or whatever. I don't know. It's a whole thing, but we have 3 left to go, and then we'll be out of here for tonight. The Plague. I watched this on a first date. um, I liked it a lot. I think she also liked it, but I think she was like, "That movie was fucking weird." Like, yeah, yeah, it was. That's what I like. Um, Socially awkward tween endures the ruthless hierarchy at a water polo camp, his anxiety spiraling into psychological turmoil over the summer. It's a great movie. I liked it a lot. I feel like it went a little bit under the radar, but this is a really kind of fucked up, feel bad kind of um intense coming of age sort of like um um drama slash like it's funny, like there's definitely funny parts in it, but it's also like I think the thing that the film is trying to say is like, hey, being a teenage boy is fucking hard and it sucks, you know. Like it's pretty brutal. um There's a division point for drag humor where it can go camp or go rude or go theater kid, and often the people getting to make movies are the theater kid branch. Theater kid is actually a really good way of putting it, of like the type of thing that I was like not vibing with the movie. So yeah. There's some good reviews on this. Yeah. Annie Girls Gus Jallow says, man, 2003 was hell. Pretty solid, but these kids would have been saying a lot more slurs. And I wrote, I wonder how often the screenplay went back and forth on the usage of period and age-accurate slur usage. So there's a couple in there, but like, yeah, if we're keeping it a buck, if we're keeping it real, these kids would have been going crazy mode with the slurs, like for real. And like, don't get it twisted. They're fucking mean. You know, they're like awful. They left that particular bit at a minimum. There's a great use of a Moby song, Feeling So Real. What a banger. I like Charlie XCX's review. It's so confusing sometimes to be a boy. Yeah. That's, yeah. Yeah, as somebody who was a teenage boy, I can tell you, it fucking sucked, and I hated it, and it was the worst. And I'm sure that's true even if you weren't, even if you are a boy, you turn out to be a boy in the end. That's still brutal, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I think the film is just kind of a manifesto for like being yourself and like, you know, riding it out. It's hard, but like you're gonna make it. And it's important to be yourself through that and to not lose your identity and your like sense of humanity, you know? Anyway, being a kid is really hard. Be nice to children. Okay. Moving along. The Secret Agent. Another great movie. I don't know, man. 2025 is like a crazy year for movies. There's so many good ones that came out. This is my first film from this director. I've never seen any of his other stuff. Kind of went into this blind. Here's another fun thing. Fandango told me that this movie was like 76 minutes long or something like that. Or like 86 minutes. Oh, no, it said 86 minutes long. And I was like, kind of had the impression that this was like a kind of a big, like epic, like sprawling thing. Like a really intense drama. I don't know how they're going to knock that out in less than 90 minutes, but, you know, I'm here for it. And I was sitting there like, bro, I know that my sense of time is pretty fucked up and is pretty whack, but like, goddamn, like, this has been longer than 90 minutes, right? And then when it ended, I checked the runtime. This shit is almost 3 hours long. So that was kind of brutal, but, you know, I wasn't like so bored or whatever, and like I didn't actually ever leave to go to the bathroom because it was so engaging. So there's that. Boy, let me tell you, it is so nice to see a real movie in theaters and to see a movie that looks this good. They like tried to recreate the look of the 70s with their film stock and their cinematography and stuff like that. Let me tell you, they fucking nailed it. I felt like I was watching a movie from the 70s, and it was so nice. Is, as I and many people would say, uh the 70s are the goated decade. Here's a cinematographer. Evgenia Alexandrova. Well, she fucking nailed it. This shit was so good. A lot of good cinematography this year. I don't know. We'll see what the Oscars have to say about it, but shit. Anyway, Brazil 1977, a time of great mischief. In 1977, Brazil, technology specialist Marcelo, fleeing a mysterious past, returns to Recife? I'm so sorry. In search of peace, but realizes the city is far from the refuge he seeks. So there's a lot going on in this movie. It tries to be many things at once, and it has the runtime to back it up. But at the end of the day, I feel like it maybe goes in too many directions and tries to be too many things at once, and it's not fully successful at all of those things. But um, the movie is beautiful. It is so well made. It's so well performed. It's so well paced too. And I think it wants you to think that it's doing one thing for the vast majority of its runtime, and then by the end you realize it's doing something else. And I really like what it's actually doing. Like it kind of denies you the emotional climax of the film, and instead kind of forces you to reckon with like memory, like as a concept, culturally, interpersonally, and how like trauma is like sort of passed down, and like how histories are erased and like how people have to like do so much work to like put their own histories and their own culture and their own like family ancestry like back together in the face of like horrific authoritarianism and stuff like that, you know? I don't know. It felt not to be like guy who's only seen 2 Brazilian movies. Wow, this really reminded me of I'm Still Here. But it did remind me of I'm Still Here, except that one was a lot better, I think. Um that's not a competition, you know? It's an arbitrary point of comparison, you know? Um it's a great movie. Go see it if you can in a theater. Um that's The Secret Agent. And I think, yep, I think the last one for today is This Thing On? It's the new film from Bradley Cooper, which I don't actually think I've seen any of his directorial works. No, I've not seen either of these movies yet. I enjoyed this, so I'll have to circle back, but okay. As their marriage quietly unravels, Alex faces middle age and impending divorce, seeking new purpose in the New York comedy scene while Tess confronts the sacrifices she made for their family, forcing them to navigate co-parenting, identity, and whether love can take a new form. I do not recommend going to the Wikipedia page before you see this movie because the genre of the of the film actually spoils it. So, you know, take of that what you will. I thought that this was really charming and really cute and very enjoyable. This is a movie about how if you pursue your dreams, if you do the thing that is scary, that is hard, but that you're passionate about, and you're a little messy with it, but like you do it, you know, you're vulnerable and you're brave and you're in public doing the fucking thing. If you do those things, your ex will fuck you again. That's what this movie is saying. I'm putting that out there. Sorry if that was kind of a spoiler. The joke was too good. I don't know. Yeah. It clearly doesn't quite understand how stand-up works, and like neither do I, but even I could tell like I don't think that that's how that works. But you know, it's cute for what it is. Laura Dern is so good in it, but she's good in everything. She's the best. I will say Will Arnett is so good in this. Like I loved his performance and his character. Like I think he just does a great job. Bradley Cooper is really funny in this. He plays a character named Balls. It's a good bit. I don't know what to say, and he's really funny throughout it. And yeah, I I really enjoyed it. I don't know. It is like a monogamous sort of straight rom com, so you know, there's a ceiling for these. I'm being facetious. I can enjoy a this het rom com with monogamous people. I mean, it is so far outside of my experience at this point that sometimes I watch this stuff and I'm like, damn, yeah, you don't have to do any of this. This is all optional, like whatever. But sometimes I feel like I'm watching another species with this stuff. But I get it, you know. Not everybody's on the level like that. I don't know if you can hear Phineas in the background right now, but he's mad at something. Laura Dern rules. She really does. She's the best. What else did I want to say about this? I feel like there was something else. Fuck. I think that's everything that I wanted to say about it. I don't know. Maybe I'll remember later. But oh, yes, I remember now. The way that this is shot, I've been praising the cinematography a lot today. I'm not sure if the cinematography in this is bad or if I just don't know that I agree with the choices being made. I think that they are purposeful choices, but there's some crazy camera work in here that is like not pleasant to look at. And sometimes that's definitely on purpose and I think it serves the shot, and sometimes it's like, why are you shooting it like that? This looks really weird. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. That's it. We did it. The last thing I want to say, I completed my rewatch of Noriko's Dinner Table because I officially turned in my essay for the Blu-ray release. I will say I genuinely think that this is like one of the pieces of criticism that I am most proud of in my entire career. Like I am not even gonna front with you. This essay is fucking is really good, and I'm really proud of it. And I would love for you all to read it. So pre-order this shit. My essay only comes in the limited edition on account of the booklet. But here it is. Still available on their website. It should be available on uh all the regular sites and stuff. Look at that. That's me. That's me and Dustin in the chat. Shout out Dustin. Thanks, Jeff. I hope you enjoy it. Let me see if this shit is on Orbit. I've kind of been waiting because I'm like, I want to see my name on Orbit, you know? Yeah, there it is. Come on, 27 bucks? That's not bad, right? Look at this gorgeous slipcase artwork. Is it a slipcover or a slipcase? I don't know. There I am. On the goddamn Orbit DVD website. Isn't that crazy? Slipcover with spot gloss. 1,500 units. Come on, y'all, help me out. Sell this shit out. You know? I've only seen anti-porno so far, but I liked it very much. Yeah, I'll be honest. The first time I watched this movie, I didn't really like it. And I was like, shit. I wonder... Because like, look, I can write an essay on anything, I think. Like, I could write a good essay about a movie that I don't like. But it's easier when I do like it, you know? And so I started rewatching it and taking notes, and I was like, oh, wait, shit, this is pretty good. This is doing some really interesting things. Like, there's some things about it that I don't love in terms of the way that it's structured or whatever, but I think some of that will be fixed on account of it's like a Blu-ray transfer and not like a shitty up-res on YouTube, you know? I think it'll look a lot better. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in this movie. I will say, New Wave, they've got some crazy shit coming out. And you know, some of it might have me on it, is all I'm saying. So keep your eyes peeled, all right? What other features are on here? An interview with the director, an introduction, another archival one, actress interviews, making of documentary, photo gallery, and me. So that's pretty cool. Check that shit out, y'all. I would love to see this sell out. That would be so sick. Anyway, that's it for today. To recap our chat picks, reviews, Willow, pretty decent. It's definitely budget Lord of the Rings. It's definitely like, you know, store brand Lord of the Rings or whatever. But for what it is, it's pretty fun. You could do worse. I think it probably offers a lot of nostalgia for people who grew up with it. But, you know, even if you didn't, I think you could get something out of it. I think you get something out of it on its own terms. And I did watch it on a DVD. Maybe it would look even, I mean, I know it would, but maybe it would like, the experience would be even better, like on a really cleaned up, like pristine print or whatever. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a 6 out of 10 from me. Thank you for the commission. Next week, you can expect reviews of Young Hearts, The Thin Man, After the Thin Man, and Alucarda. We'll do that shit. Thank you all for cheering me up. I'm sure you could tell at the beginning of stream that I was not in a good place. It's been a really rough week, but I appreciate you all a lot. And let's see, found your channel because of your Girls, Gus, and Jello appearance on American Psycho. Love that episode. Thank you. I am extremely proud of that episode. I think it's dope as fuck. And I'm glad that people made their way over here on account of that. I appreciate that. Me and Annie have more stuff in the works, and it's going to be pretty cool. So keep your eyes peeled. All right, y'all. I think that's it for me today. Oh, let's run back all the shit. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you, Steven. And this is Steven again, but we're going to pretend it's Jeff. Thank you, Steven, again, and thank you, Jeff. All right, y'all. This shit popped off. We out here. Thank you all again. I love you all. I'll see you soon. I'm going to try to make up for the lack of body double stream this week. Might do one tomorrow, might do one Wednesday, somewhere abouts. We'll see. I'd like to make up for it. If not, I'll shoot for Friday again. And then I'll definitely see you next Sunday. So, see y'all then. Bye.